Gentlemen, it has been a bit of time. It has been a little bit of time. There has been a lot that's gone on, but we're back. We're finally goddamn back. What's good? There's some new overlays. Let's just test them. Right, this is either going to crash immediately or it goes very well. So let's hope it's the latter. What's good? What's happening? We're back. What's popping? It has been a little bit. I think I should start off by clarifying why I missed the Aberdeen final. But to summarise it nicely, I did try. The stream kept crashing a bunch, so I just gave up and ended up watching it in a Discord. And it was worth it anyway because we lost. But hi, hello, pre-season. What's good? I didn't really give a fuck about the Queen's Park match, let's be honest. Nobody cared about the Queen's Park match. But this one is alright because at least we're going to Ireland. It's a bit of an interesting match. How you all doing? We always shout out the first few that come in. How you doing, Edward? Nice to see you, lad. As always. Likewise with you, Edward. How you doing, mate? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Comment as well. How you doing, man? I've got a couple of familiar faces. We love to see it. Likewise we all. We've got some new overlays and layouts. We'll run through them all very quickly before we actually kind of get the game underway and stuff. Obviously, this is just going to be mostly a test stream for, you know, all intents and purposes, because shit will probably go wrong. I don't know. I'm testing out some new things. This should also be in 1080p now. I have done some things with the settings, so hopefully it goes well. It was fucking, but that's a good way to summarise it. To be fair, that final was not very good. However, the pre-season hasn't been so bad so far. I mean, there are talks of us losing Coombe, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But besides that, I think we've done all right in the window so far, getting some decent players in. I was really happy that we got that Negrin fella in. Very happy to see that. Osman's a bit of a left field signing. Could be good, could be bad. I don't think it's a bad miss. I'll always appreciate someone that's got my same first name. And more importantly, I think the cool thing about it, that Iwamura, because he starts today, so we actually get to see how he fits into the system. He's traditionally a left back, can kind of play centre back too, so I like the idea of having someone that's a bit more technically versatile. He's kind of like Tierney in that sense. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's not just going to stick out to the side. What's your views on Coombe going to Como? I don't think it's a bad move, as long as we get like a decent amount for it. And I know the talks are about 19-ish like million euros, right, which would be what, 17.5 million quid. It's not the worst, but it's not great, right? Like, again, Kuhn is a player that I've talked very highly of, and I get that he didn't have the greatest end to the last season, let's say. I think his head kind of dropped a little bit, but you can say the same for a good number of our players, so it's one of those, right? You can kind of take it one way or the other. I'm not really sure how it would make sense for him. You're getting Champions League football, you're playing at a title, you know, winning club. I don't see why you would want to leave. I don't think Kuhn would really want to as well, but if the money's there and the board obviously wants to take that gamble and reimburse it and get someone like that Barak Shiwa or whatever, then cool, maybe that's something we can do. But until that point, obviously, we're just going to have to sit and bide our time and wait, I guess. But who knows? I think it will be interesting to see how it develops, but I think it's dead set, right? He's literally already kind of, like, I mean, it's already kind of closed down, right? It's just medical fucking shit. If that passes, we're screwed. So, fun. Think we should sell scales. I don't see why. I mean, we've already got rid of Novritsky on loan to Hanover, so I don't think it's a bad idea to keep all the scales, at least as a backup. I mean, it's not as if he played horribly last season either. He had some bad games, but I don't think there's any reason to get rid of him. Especially when we've, like I said, we've already parted out Novritsky, who, honestly, I kind of feel bad for. But at least he's getting first team football out of Hanover. That's the way I'd look at it. But we should run you through all the basic stuff, so let me just pull everything up that I need to pull up. There's not too much that's changed, I guess. Like a couple of overlay changes. I don't think it's the worst that I've ever put in place, but yeah, this is about as good as it's probably going to be as of now anyway. I can tweak and change some things. Usually what I would do is use the live score thing, but yeah, for whatever reason they don't seem to be very interested in covering the game, but at least this one works. You can see the lineups at the very least, so I can throw up Celtic's lineup there if you want to take a little gander at it. You don't even need to ask me for my score predictions and stuff now, so that's kind of nice. But our lineup's kind of straightforward. It's a few tweaks and changes, a couple of players that you would expect to see, a couple of players that you probably wouldn't. I think Donovan holding his spot right back's kind of interesting. Obviously, like I said, that Iwamura's going to kind of come in, he's going to do what he needs to do. Be interesting to see how he performs as well. Hey, then Sarah, nice to see it. Time zone shit, yeah, you feel that honestly. They picked a very weird time to do this kick-off, but nonetheless, that's what they've decided to do. But I mean, I like the lineup that we've got. It's pretty interesting. I think Dane Murray getting a start's always nice to see as well. Him and Trusty should be a pretty cohesive centre-back pairing at the very least, but McCowan and Giles McGregor, kind of the standard midfield you would expect to see, but no real starts this one. But we've got Ben Summer starting on the left. It'll be interesting. I'm not really sure what to expect out of him in this particular game, I'll be honest. I think it's more just to see what he can offer out on that kind of side of the pitch, but if he plays well, fantastic. And Kenny, who scored our goal in the last pre-season match against Queen's Park, hopefully he has a similar type of game today. That would be the minimum. It would be quite nice. And obviously Forrest starting. It's always nice to see Forrest. I can never fault seeing Forrest start. But we do have bench options as well. Like I said, we want to take a look through them. I mean, Cork's got a couple of options that they can rely on. I don't really know the names of many of them, I'll be honest with you. But we do have options that we can go on. No major things. I'd like to see maybe get Osmond if he gets a nod. That'd be nice. I'd like to see him get some minutes. That would be okay, I guess. And maybe Welsh too, I don't know. There's a couple of players on that bench that you maybe make a case for getting minutes today, but there's no full strength setup, let's say. How you doing, Rab? Nice to see you, my guy. Hope you're doing well, hope you're enjoying yourself. What's your views on the Sinisilla? But I like him. I genuinely like him. It wasn't bad when Schmeichel was injured at the end of last season. He actually put in some very good shifts and saves, so it's one of those, right, where it's down to the preference, I guess. Like Schmeichel's more of a, I guess what you'd call like a traditional keeper. Sinisalo's a sweeper keeper. He likes to kind of get out and close the space, and it's nice to have two different styles of goalkeeper. And obviously we have Doohan on the bench as well. He might get some minutes, and he wasn't particularly bad in the last match, in the last pre-season match, but let's be honest, it's one of those, isn't it? Well, yeah, definitely a preference thing. Just got to make sure everything is up and running as intended, because this is usually where shit tends to go wrong anyway. There we go. You aren't getting any lag issues, by the way, because I'm running this at a much higher bitrate than I usually do, so I'm kind of half expecting there to be little dips and divots of lag here and there, but if it's holding for now, then that's kind of the main thing for me. That's all I really give a shit about, I'll be real. So it's on Premier Sports 1, so that's why I'm kind of like, So many younger boys. Honestly, that's a good feature match. That's the way that I kind of look at it. So that's how it goes, I suppose. You know what I mean? Just try to find like a effective one, because this is all Premier fucking Sports, I guess. How quaint. Should work. That one there is fine too. Okay, that's fine. Audio issues seem to be fine. The bitrate's holding up. All that good stuff is holding. Sorry that I'm checking all the stream health right before fucking kick off. I need to make sure that it's going to hold. But we are officially underway on my screen anyway. I'll kind of call a little bits as we see it. It's going to be an interesting one to see how it plays out over time. Let's see if they're at the very least got a live score that we can track. That would be nice, but apparently no one's interested in this game, which is hilarious. Even Google doesn't want to cover the match particularly. But we do have a feed here, so should be good enough. There we go. At least you have that. Be nice if... Do they have a stats? They don't even have a stats thing, so this is what I'm talking about. It's a very low end match, but we're covering it anyway, so anyone that's here, happening, looks good. We'll do our best to try and make it entertaining as we can. We're at the Super Valo today, so hopefully a good game to be played. I should have read out the lineups beforehand, but like I said, we're just kind of tweeting back into stuff. How you doing, Kate? Nice to see it, mate. Like the new stuff, I appreciate that, man. We've kind of switched up the overlays because I wanted to take, like, at least make it more minimised, if that makes sense. I think I had too much shit last season. It made it hard to keep track of certain things. That's a good touch for us, but I think it was out of play for a throw-in anyway, so Cork will retain the ball. It's a decent turnout for this match as well. I wouldn't say full capacity, but I would say give or take about 60 to 70%. Very decent turnout by all means. Like I said, a half decent performance is the minimum that we can request today, but it'll be interesting to see how Cork kind of do things, if that makes sense. They're going to have to play a very, very fast-paced game, even against the kind of B and C team options that Celtic have put on the day, and that's case in point, because McGregor's just won the ball in the midfield and there's a sweet move forward. Summers is there if he wants it, but it's played short instead to Kenny, played out, and here's Aromura, first touch of the ball really, played into space, and it's not necessarily out of play yet. Cork just about handle it, and I think it may have gone out. Well, it's gone out now, the referee's pulled it back, so interesting. Let's have a look through Cork's team, see if there's any names that we could recognise, because I mean, they do have an alright line-up, I guess. Their system makes sense for this type of match, 5, kind of 4-1, if you want to look at it like that. I don't really recognise too many names off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but a few decent names in there, proper Irish names. Fucking O'Sullivan, McLaughlin, fucking love that. But I don't know, but mostly on their centre backs today, the kind of back three pairing, not so much their full backs. It'll be more focused on that Lyons, Keller and Feely, I believe. It's Feely. But here there's a chance for Cork on the far side. They're actually going to try and funnel a shot through. Trusty just about gets the flick up away. Celtic will have a chance to break themselves. Summers, decent enough touch, but I think Kenny is miles offside there anyway, so that's going to be pulled back. Fun enough. Let's just... Is the music just a wee bit too loud? I'm guessing it is. Just turn it down a wee tab. Just so it's not like pure irritating. Very quiet in the background. Can't see the players playing. Sorry Sophie, but this is our watch along. It's in the title. You're not going to get to see the players play, but it is on Premier Sports 2 and Celtic TV. If you want to watch it on either of those, you have the opinions and abilities to do so. But we do have a live timer here. Like I said, I wish I could have like match stats, but no one really seems to be wanting to provide those, so this is what we've got. James must be playing good for us. I mean, the way that I'm looking at it, if he's going to be staying here for another year or two, I might as well get use out of him, you know what I mean? Burn those legs. That's a great passing behind. The idea was there from Aromura. I can kind of get a vague idea of his play style already. Seems to be set on the long pass tactic, but that would have been a very good pass if he just made it a tiny bit softer. And even though this is a game that's very much in Cork's territory, it's probably safe to say there's more Celtic fans at this one. Rather, I mean, yeah, I mean when it pans around the crowd, you can kind of see actually there's a lot of green and white shots. That's a weird ball out. Celtic will just retain it, and Aromura will set it up. Well, I see a bit more for the Celtic midfield though. Besides that initial spot in the opening minute for McGregor, that kind of stealing chance, it's been very much used the full backs and wings. It's played back out to that side. Here's Donovan, and in turn he kind of does the same thing, and Giles runs it forward, and that's going to be an overhit pass as well. Got to be a bit more switched on there, big man, but fair enough. I remember last year we beat Man City in pre-season. We had some very good results in pre-season last year. It was like 4-0 against DC, 4-3 against City, and it was 4-1 against Chelsea, right? If my brain can remember. No, I've been okay, to be honest with you, Cade. Mixed bag. This is more, like I said, this is more of a test stream. Hopefully it kind of holds up. That's the main thing. I've tried to tweak some settings to make it a little bit better. There's a higher bit rate, so it shouldn't be as laggy, but you know, it means that my PC is holding on for dear life, but it should be good enough. And speaking of holding on for dear life, Cork just about have to defend that one. It's a loose pass anyway. A few times we've done that when we've got into the final third, just kind of tried to quick fire the pass in a bit too fast, and it's not really gave the wingers too many times. And Summers, I mean, he's just a kid, he's not going to be switched on that fast. But a respectable start for Celtic, can't really complain about it too much. Kept Cork fairly quiet so far, but in turn it's fair to say that Cork have kinda done the same things, let's be honest. Can't be too disappointed at it though. Like I said, it's not as if we're playing at full strength or anything. There's none of that crap going on. It's very much just a tee up type of match. Doing the basics right. That's a good long ball actually. Celtic do win the initial header. It's kept in play. And we'll look to try and roll it forward again. That's a good ball out towards Murray. Plays it up to Donovan. Good first touch initially. Forrest is there as well. And it's a great take for Forrest. He plays it back across the line. Here's a chance. Aromura opts to play it safe back across to the big Yank. He'll play it out, and again there's another chance for a move up there. Donovan. Does well to hold up against his man there. Feely has to step in, doesn't necessarily cover it. Forrest is there just to kind of play it and pip it into space. McGregor, good taking touch, keeps it calm, and Giles is there to support, but back out towards that far side. Cross comes in and it's half dangerous at best. I think it was Keller there that had to just kind of pop it up and in behind, made sure that it was safe enough. Definitely no complaints as of yet. Calm, decent, composed football, especially from our youngsters. I want to see a little bit from them, more than you would your starters today, as much as you obviously want to see your starters do very good. It's more about making sure that everybody's kind of up to speed when it comes to the starting 11. When it comes to the youngsters, this is about as good as a chance as they've got to prove themselves in the starting 11. There was a half chance there, it's cleared away by Cork, and I think it came after a Celtic body as well, so it's a throw-in for them as well. And you see the Rangers fan going nuts about Russell Martin during the Bruges friendly. I mean, I've seen the game, like, friendlies are very much like, it is what it is type of... Very cool, thank you for refreshing there, Google. That's perfect timing. I mean, it's Bruges. They're a very good side, you know what I mean? They put up some pretty respectable results last season, and I get they weren't playing full strength either. I want to make that clear, but I don't think they should be disappointed with a 2-2 draw, man. Especially considering the fact they weren't exactly off to the best start. That's a decent ball in his space, actually. Hold on, there is a half chance for Celtic. Good, really good for Summers there, actually. Does well to body up his man, but the downside is that he has to go back, so Celtic have to reset, go again. Forrest has it on the far side this time. Stood up by his man. Lions, I think this time, tries to step out to cover. That's a good ball into space. Celtic are playing a bit more offensively aggressive there. That was a good break in behind, but Cork just about deal with it. Still dangerous though. Just more or less 50-50 central right now. Donovan manages to retain it. Decent ball in behind. Again, just slightly overhit. Put a bit more softness on that, and that could have been something for the Gels to run onto, but unfortunately, calm enough. Cork just lets it run out behind the byline. Goal kick for them instead. You take the washing and now get on it. Do it. Make sure that it's done. Last thing you need is some soggy socks, my guy. Let's rest our best players, have a wee rest, and let the younger ones get a game. And I think that's going to be what you do think is going to be closer this year. I think overall, yeah, I'd be very surprised if obviously we don't really do too much, if that makes sense, this season. I think we'll probably be about the same kind of level. Maybe it's Europe that we're going to try and improve on more than anything else. That would kind of be my hope anyway, but you know, things are subject to change like that, you know what I mean? Rangers could, by all miracle, pull off some incredible shit, but we all know that that's very unlikely, let's be honest. I'm kind of more interested to see what happens kind of going down the table, because there's been shit that's offloaded for other teams. You've got Hibs and Hearts trying to prove their point as well. They're playing respectably decent. It's one of those. Hey, Antonio, nice to see you, mate. Very cool. Come on, you boys! Yeah, it's a very, like, love to see how you doing, mate. Hope you're enjoying yourself. That was you, Thomas. Hurry up, get the washing indoors. Exactly it, man. Cannot afford that. Get on. Nice. There we go. Sinisalo just spins it back out. Donovan. Getting a lot of touches in the right back position, to be fair. It seems to be a lot of the offensive work rate coming down that right hand side, not so much the left. I think it's just because you've got more experience with Donovan and Forrest, who've played numerous Celtic games at numerous different levels. Can't really say the same for Summers and Iwamura. Maybe a little bit more in Summers' case, but Iwamura, this is literally his first minutes on the pitch, so they'll try not to use that side as much, I would imagine. It would be more or less central and right, which kind of has been the case so far. There's another ball down the right hand side. I'm not sure if he'll get to it, but he'll try. It's a decent ball in as well. Half chance, takes a pop-up. We'll have to do it. Nice to see you, John. Welcome, mate. At least I know the notification things work as well. There is actually a chance for us! How the fuck have you missed that then, lad? I really hope that bounced off someone for a corner. Right, it is a corner, because that was a big chance for Forrest. He could have opened the scoring very easily there, but I'm guessing there was just a really good touch actually. Got to give him credit. It was a lovely breaking move between him and Kenny. Back heel layoff was great, and it's just a brilliant time step out for the goalkeeper. Give the boy credit, man. He had to time that perfectly. If he did not spread himself at that exact second, that was an easy goal for Forrest. Brilliant save for the Cork shot stopper. But apparently it's a goal kick. That or the corner was taken during the replay and we never seen what happened, but nonetheless. I do appreciate that subscription, mate. I think that takes us back over 1640. We lost about 10 or 15 over the course of the little break in between the last game that I covered and this one. So any little bit of help is absolutely fantastic. I love to see it. Thank you for joining us. Corey, what a hell of a name, my guy. Well, you're supporting the right team, my dude. You're absolutely supporting the right team. But I've got to give Cork credit, to be fair. Defensively, they seem to have a bit more of a game plan than most other teams that have 5 at the back. They're not just sitting in and trying to hold up the ball. They're kind of getting sucked in and forced to clear it long. I think that's their issue right now. If they can kind of stop that, it means that they'll kind of have more chances to get onto those second balls, because otherwise they're just forcing themselves into weird 50-50s every time there's that kind of loose header in the midfield. There is a quick ball there, though, that we could potentially use. Opts to not do that instead. Trusty rolls it out. Avamur is there, but really good touch between him and Summers, actually. McCowan, beautiful as well. Back to Summers. Rolled out towards that right-hand side. Good for Forrest. Donovan's there too. Takes a weird bounce and a bobble out and straight in the hands of the goalkeeper again. He's a light shove to Kenny to remind him that he's not exactly going to get in behind that easily, but not too bad at all from us. Simple roll across space. Celtic will retain the ball again. Yeah, that again, it's Cork's issue. They're really relying on winning the second ball a bit too much so far. I get that they're probably just trying to settle their nerves, but I think for all intents and purposes they are playing a very good side. I'm sure this is very close to their starting 11. Oh, and that's a big giveaway actually. Celtic could be in behind. Lovely pass into space, laid off. Chance is blocked instead there. I think Ferry got behind that one, not too sure. McLaughlin tries to break away with it, stole away. Trustees managed to retain it very well. Very physical challenge as well, got to add, but still, fair enough. Played out, not the greatest ball out towards the right hand side, but it should still be retained. Takes a big bobble. Calm enough, not really going to complain too much about that as long as it's retained and played again. Which it is, good for Murray. Decent stuff, lad. Nice to see Awamura getting some touches on the edge of that ball. That's a lovely attempt to pass, I guess, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper again. How you doing, Kevin? Nice to see you, mate. Happy you're back. So, man, it gives me routine and sustainability again. We're doing a couple, it's like I'm not back full time. I want to clarify this. It's more or less I'm picking out certain games throughout the month. Like I said, I'm covering about 60 to 70% of them rather than 100% like the last 2-3 seasons. But this was a game I had to do, obviously. It's Celtic in Ireland. I'm going to have to. You still planning to do it? Yeah, pretty much. That's just seen your comment there, Rob. Pretty much exactly it, mate. Most of the key games, like if we're playing St Johnstone and there's like fucking, it's at like 12 in the morning on a like Saturday and I can't be arsed, probably not. But if it's like a Rangers or, you know, Champions League kind of tie, absolutely. I'll still cover most of the main ones up until obviously life does what it does, I suppose. Until like the end of 2026. There is a chance for Cork. They're on a break there. That was a good opportunity and it's blocked in the end. So Nasalo just takes it into the box and then falls onto it and nearly lost it there. That could have been dangerous. Interesting, but nonetheless we move. Good pass into space, well taken as well. Celtic will have to move it a bit faster than that, but what's played out, Donovan might just be able to take that run. But I think he'll do the classic hold it up and pass it in central move. He doesn't actually, keeps it going, ball swept across, dangerous, not necessarily dealt with either. Again, Cork are just trying to bide their time where they can. They do win the throw-in on that far side though. Can't be too disheartened with this at all. Very, very solid from us. How have you all been? I should ask that. Have you had an interesting last month or so? Anyone that's in here, have you been up to anything cool? Been anywhere nice? Picked up a new hobby or anything of the sorts? Oh, good take, good touch. Chance for Celtic if we can get the move here. And it's kind of half cocked. It was something, I guess, for Iwamura. There was a chance, I suppose. Give him credit where it's due, but don't think he has the same shooting boots as Rio. I think that's fair to say. It was a half a chance. To be fair, it did bounce off a Cork player as well. Actually, it should have been a goal kick, but I think that's twice they fucking missed that. Interesting. You got lifted. Explain. You didn't commit any nefarious war crimes, did you? Been there though, sent forward, there's a chance. Potentially for Cork on that bounce away, but it's going to be chased down by Murray comfortably enough, I'd imagine. And it is. Sinisalo's going to retain it from the pass back, trust it. Cross to the Japanese man, Iwamura plays it back across, calm enough. Simple and effective, no real complaints so far. Nice ball over the top actually if the chase on's there. Kenny will try and make it awkward at the very least. Forrest will engage the press, in fact so does Donovan. But I think he just kind of pulled on his man a little too hard that time and gave the ball away, so foul. Referee just has like a small word with him to make sure that he's aware that that was the silly goose thing to do. Very quickly they've got it rolling again. Here's Ferry for only the cross. Here's Lions. Tries to send it forward looking for Lutz there, I believe. It's not exactly the most effective ball, I'll be honest with you. Put back in. Same kind of scenario. There'll be a chase down between the striker and Trusty again. Trusty doesn't necessarily cover himself in glory, needs the help of Iwamura to get it clear, and in fairness, good pass out for Iwamura as well. Still under some pressure, Summers will just kind of pip it off his man. Force the throw in instead, calm enough. I thought it would have been something stupid, like trespassing, because I mean I've been there, you know what I mean, like when you go into a farm and you don't realise that you're on private property, like that type of thing. I thought it would have been innocent, god damn. Don't do that, that's very silly. Still a governmental property. There's a chance for Celtic. Big chance for Celtic still. How the fuck is this not going in? And that's just a really half-hearted shot for Angels, to be fair. That's it into the ground, pops up, keeper's going to retain it more than fine. That could have been the first big chance. It was a good initial half attempt. Yeah, and then Giles just doesn't really cover himself in glory. He had the right idea to go for it. Wait, shit, there's a chance for Cork! How has he messed that up then? That is a massive chance for... He was literally clean through on goal. You had nothing to worry about and he still fucked up. Got caught on... I think he just got caught on his own heels there. He had to have been. Well, the last one's stupid because it's a fucking screwdriver. That means if you're a tradie and you get stopped, well, a screwdriver's a dangerous weapon, you know. It's like, so is literally anything. You could pick up a rock and that be classified as a fucking dangerous weapon. That one's stupid. The other two, fair enough. You didn't try and break into a police station, don't do that. Abandoned or otherwise. Oh. Nice, here we go, trust it. Like, explore abandoned buildings that are open, you know, old churches, things like that. Good enough there about it. Kind of liking the little bits that I've seen for a left back so far. I know that he's a backup to Tierney, but he's got a decent move. It does not take away from the fact that it's still a building that was owned by the police. It's like breaking into a abandoned house. Still someone's property, probably. Oh, could be a foul claim there, it is. Admittedly a bit soft, but Celtic will take it nonetheless. I think no one will be too happy with that. Was that Nolan? I haven't seen too much of the get that, but it is Nolan. Here we go, Summers. Ball into the box, half dangerous, cleared away by Cork, and it's going to be a throw in the far side just about with... Oh, it was offside. Fuck's sake, even that was a delayed call. Getting a few of them a bit wrong, let's say. He didn't look offside, but could be wrong though. Yeah, great there. Hey, thank you. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you indeed. How you doing? How you doing? I've been absolutely mixed, let's say. I've had my... I managed to get some things with my fucking health checked and fixed and stuff like that. I know that I don't have any major concerns, let's say. But that wisdom tooth down there's pushing through. That's a big chance. Fuck's it. Of course, when I'm talking about something else that isn't Celtic, that's when we start attacking. Big chance for us here. Just don't think he got enough on the end of it, man. It was a lovely ball across. Give him another credit. That was lovely. Right weight on it and everything, but yeah, just a wee bit too late on the run on the inside there. I think it was McCowan that tried to just make that loose run off the back of Kenny there. Didn't necessarily work out. But yeah, to summarise it in brass tacks, Wisdom Tooth is actively pushing through. It's caught on that tooth there, so I'm waiting on a referral still. I have been since like fucking January, I believe, but besides that, mostly relatively okay. Cannot complain. Oh, outdoors and trying to watch a stream, man, that is a nightmare we've all experienced at least once, I would say. Probably, you never actually know. Unlucky Turtle, thank you for joining us, man. It's Celtic, we love to see it, mate. We always appreciate a fellow Tim joining us. Sorry, there was a half chance there. It's just gone back to Trusty instead. I thought we were going to break down the left hand side again, but we did not do that. Now we try the pass when there's another guy there. Fantastic. Little silly, but it is what it is. Oh, trust me, man. Like, I've had trouble with all the other three, I guess, but this one's worse because it's actively trapped under the second molar. So, like, when it did the first, like, push through it, it was quite literally some of the worst pain I've ever felt in my fucking life. But it's due to be taken out by the end of the year, so I can deal with the pain until then. It's just more or less pressure. Like, you can feel the pressure of it. It's not so much pain. Cork are going to try and chase this down. Lutz stays on his man. Got McLaughlin chasing in just behind in case, but doesn't necessarily work out. Celtic clear their lines instead, throwing for Cork way into their own half, so can't enough for us to reset our shape and go again. I wouldn't worry about it too much, Caden. That is what I want. It is one of those. It's a good thing you didn't got lifting anything from the station, you're damn right with that. But let's not talk about criminal offences anymore. Let's talk about, I mean, the only criminal offence is that Celtic haven't fucking scored yet, and we should probably do that very soon. At least make like a gilt-edged chance. That'd be fantastic. Instead, we got two players failed to win the ball against one man. Fantastic. Don't think... And Giles is having a bit of a weird one so far because he's not really doing what he should be doing, if that makes sense. He's very all over the place, so you have to look at it like that. It's a decent pass across the back. Cork. We'll try and send it forward. Let's give away. Trusty I thought that was a foul, I'll be honest with you, but we've gotten away with it. Chance for us to break forward. There's a run down that side. Are we going to cross it this time or not? Oh, we do go inside. Nice shot. Hey, shot! There we fucking go! That's a lovely finish! What a fucking hit that is, man. He just capitulated the net, basically. He hit that as fucking hard as he could. What an absolutely fantastic strike that is, my guy. No complaints at all. What a lovely taking touch that is. The breakaway play was lovely. The hold-up was just as clean, and I tell you what, man. As soon as that leaves his boot, that is going in. It is an absolute fucking firecracker. Right after I gave him shit as well. You're kidding me. Not sure if it was in Gels or scored it. They literally have no fucking like stat board thing to tell me who scored, but it was either in Gels or McCowan. I hope that it was McCowan. Let's see, can I see it? I know it was McCowan, never mind, we're fine. And Gels is still the worst player in the park. That's my case in point. McCowan gets into one position, takes a shot for just inside the box and scores an absolute fucking pearler. There is another break for us to score again. Ball played in behind. Shot is there again, and the keeper has to tip it over the top. Could have been two in about the same amount of minutes. We got all the goals coming in. Love to see it. It did look nice to see you, my guy. That was a lovely shot for Kenny, actually, considering the fact he had to take it on like a divot shot. Well saved, man. Got to give the keeper credit. Oromoso's having a hell of a game. Even if he has conceded, could be a shot for range, pipped over the top, and instead just kind of a half-hearted pass out. Goal kick instead. You're going to go and play football if you got yourself in the mood now. Honestly, valid enough, my guy, valid enough. Cannot complain. You enjoy it? That's a good swing out from Oromo, so he's going to have to take it down. McLaughlin's on the chase. Celtic retain it regardless. Good touch from McCowan. Calm enough for McGregor. Brilliant for in Gels. That's a bit better, lads. That's midfield triangles done beautifully. There's a breakdown that side. Donovan, layoff. Less impressive there for McCowan that time, but nonetheless, we'll take it. Party time. Tech, what a name. That isn't a DJ name, someone has to take it. There's another shot for range, big deflection. Still dangerous, keep it rolling, boys. And behind, again, lovely idea with the pass, but I think Iwamura wasn't expecting it, just kind of went between him. I think it was Ferry there. In an old Channel's house and fell through the floor, god damn. There's an old cathedral about 10-15 minutes where I live, and I got stuck in this like second floor bit because the fucking like the stairwell is broke halfway like in the middle of it. So climbing up is fine, but getting down's a lot more awkward. Well, there's a chance for Cork. There we go. Something at least. Well done, lads. Nice to see that yous have shown up. Half opportunity, but nothing too dangerous, let's be honest. Oh. And we try and do like a two-pass counter-attack, basically. One ball up for Iwamura. That's that long ball that I'm talking about again. Seems to be doing that a lot. Which is a really good thing, by the way. I like fullbacks that go for the dangerous and riskier passes. Jesus Christ, mate. Yeah, I've had a few situations like that. What the fuck is going on there? Iwamura and Sinisalo had a moment. But they refixed the problem calm enough. That was very confusing, lads. Do not do that ever again, please. Comfortably through a third of this match now. Kind of have to say it's very similar to the first half that we did against Queen's Park. For those that was watching that friendly, it was about the same. Not too many clear-cut chances, but when we came to the one that we scored, it was about as well taken as you could have asked it to be. Good ball across to that far side again. Lovely touch. First time was beautiful, and it's going to force out a corner instead. That was nice. Between Forrest and Donovan, those two are linking up very well. But one of the Cork players has stayed down Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but I think he might have just got clipped in the heel as he was getting chased down by Forrest there. How you doing for that? I didn't even see your comment there. How you doing, lad? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Got a kick opportunity about to be swung in. McCowan standing over this one rather than in Jails. A bit of a change up. It's a looping corner. Cork get on the end of the first one, and I think it will just be a rolling out for a throw-in on that far side instead. I gotta say though, I do actually really like this stadium. There's like a vibe about it, you know what I mean? It's very old school. Always fuck with old school stadiums, have a cool design in them. Awamura. Just going to tee up the second attempt at a throw in here. Played short again, and we're going to have the same type of outcome maybe. That's a good ball in behind actually, could be a chance for two. There's a bundle over there, I do not think it's enough for a foul. You know, he doesn't seem too happy about it, but I mean, from my view, it didn't look like there was too much pressure on him. I think he was maybe looking for that foul, I'll be real. And Gills ain't too happy about it. Maybe they'll get a replay of that at some point to see what actually went down. Maybe he got clipped in the heels too. But for now, no interest required from the referee. Cork have it. Still in their own final third, but on a throw-in, so they can at least get it back to the goalkeeper if they have to. That was a very awkward touch. Kamanoff Ferry to slow it down. Lions tries to go out from the far side to find Nolan, doesn't necessarily do so, and now Celtic can break away themselves. Good touch there. Kamanoff from McCowan, laid off, and Gels, decent ball over the top, headed away from the far side, this time from Cork, but Celtic still got full retainment now. That could be a foul with a two-hand push in their back, and it is. And don't think McGregor will be too happy with that one. But again, there is contacts. You can't complain too much. Not really sure if my score prediction is going to work out as is so far. I mean, we've started off the better team. It's kind of to be expected, regardless if it's a B or C team. You know, there are levels to this game, but can't take anything away for the Irish boys. They have defended very resolutely at times. Keepers made one or two good saves. Can't take anything away for that. They've tried to make it awkward where they could, which is still damn impressive, regardless of what you want to kind of say about their attacking prowess, because they haven't really done too much. They've had that one breakaway chance, but for whatever reason the guy just couldn't sort his feet out. I think they'll be a bit disappointed by that. Hotwood's mental hospital. Just make sure you don't believe in spirits. I think that's probably the fairest thing you can say about that. Oh, I like the idea of that pass. I see, to be fair, as much as his passes ain't connecting, I really do appreciate the way Awamura's trying to set up for this. It's a good wee shift from Hayato so far, no complaints at all. I'm liking what I'm seeing for him. Maybe in the second half we get some minutes for Osman, we can get a gauge to see how he fits into the system as well. That's what I would hope. I was kind of hoping he would start this match, to be fully honest with you. That's why I can't really put players on the thumbnails for these games, because it's hard to predict who's actually even going to be starting. I know, man. If I'm an atheist, I step in it, I building a disintegrate just based on the sins I've committed. Nah, it is a really cool place though, I have to admit. Like, I can't say I've been, admittedly, but I know people that have, and they kind of talk about the vibe, as they say. It's very eerie. Just because, like, if you stop dead, you can't really actually hear anything because of the way that the building's built. Like, the walls are designed to minimise noise, so you can literally stand about 3-4 rooms down and shout as loud as you can, and there is genuinely, like, times where you can't hear the other person. So Some pretty cool architectural trickery to that place. That's a good ball over the top. Cork's got a chase down here. If he is on side, I guess the linesman's doing that thing where he waits. Keeps his flag down for now. So Cork do actually have a chance to do something. It's headed away comfortably enough for Celtic. Don't really know what Kenny's header was about there, but nonetheless, Cork have it. Final third might have a crack from range, and he does have a crack for range. He's definitely the most dangerous player on that far side, but again, nothing that you would consider too concerning, let's say. I mean, the attempt was there. That's probably a nicer way to phrase it, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not the type to really explore and abandon places. I used to do it a lot as a kid though. That shit was fun. Not so much now. Good pass. That's a lovely pass in behind. This is what I'm talking about. Like, when he gets it right, it opens up an entire part of the pitch. That is unlucky. Should have done a wee bit better there. I think there's a refresh moment going on there. My apologies for that. Ball over the top's half. Dangerous, chested. Back to the goalkeeper, fair enough. I don't know why you had to go down under the pressure of that there, my big guy. You were pretty fine from what I was seeing, but nonetheless, that's what we're going with. Another Cork player's hit the deck, so actually while we're on this, we can do a little thing. 2 seconds, I'll go back to the screen just so I can give this a refresh. Because if live scores given me a better... This is why I love live scores, so dumb. This is what they do. It's just literally like, when it's not a club friendly, it's super detailed, and that's the screen that I'll be using for most of the season. It'll be that, but literally it's just, yeah, there was a goal. Like with this one, at least, you know, you have the lineups and stuff, and that's something, I guess. But they still don't have stats or anything. If you have a preference though, if you want me to use this one, just because at least you have like a live timer. I mean, this one has this down to a second though. You know, I mean, I'm 4 or 5 seconds behind, so that gives you a rough idea. On this one, it just says the minute, I guess. So if you want to have a preference, then you can let me know. But what do you actually think of the overlays for those that are, you know, maybe not so graphically inclined? Is this better than the last season one? I'd hope it is. At the very least, I hope it's a wee bit easier for you to watch the stream in terms of quality. It doesn't look as laggy. Hopefully the camera doesn't look as grainy either. Like, is this an improvement on last season or not? So Cork might be forced into an early change. They've got people playing with their bibs, so many moons ago during my time in the forces, we'll love to say that. He stayed in Edinburgh Castle. It was wild and nice. Oof. To be fair, that would be one hell of a place to sleep. I know it's one of those kind of situations. I'd love to stay there for like one night though. Just sleep on top of one of like the canopies. Be fucking sick. There's just something about old style, you know, British architecture, you know what I mean? Like stuff for the 1800s and upwards or whatever. Like new modern buildings are fucking, let's be nice, they're not very nice to look at. Old style buildings are minted though. That's a smashing ball. Oh, hold on, chance, lovely, roll it, left hand side Awamura, ball across is good, but once again can't really sort their feet out to get the shot away. Cork are doing their best to desperately get it clear, and the shot in the end is very soft from Donovan. Just kind of rolls through everybody and straight into the hands of Oromosu. Can't disrespect that the idea was there, but not so much the execution. The ball in again from Awamura though, very fucking good. Look, I like this guy. He's I've seen little bits of highlights soon. I mean, for those that watch the J League or have like if you go on to, I mean, if you're on YouTube right now, after this stream, if you look up J League, they have highlights of basically every game that's ever played now, basically. So I've seen him once or twice, but watching him play as a whole, 45-minute stint or so, cannot complain. He looks very, very calm. Oh shit, yeah, I didn't even consider that. To be fair, I don't drink, so there's that, but I'd be stoned there, I'd float up. So I was saying, stagger up the hill, roll back down it. That's class though. Just coming off Elamura and that is a fucking loose ass touch, my boy. Fair enough, recovered. We've only got a few minutes until half time anyway, so we can chill, hopefully. Forrest though. Nice. Ball. You went for the fucking shot. Right, Donovan, respectfully, lad, you had 4 lads in the box there. I respect it because the balls to try that and catch the keeper out of the near post. However, you're a right back. Maybe don't do that, but I mean, maybe if you're, to be fair, if you know you're probably going to be coming off at half time or something, makes sense. There'll definitely be a whole rotation of changes based on the fact that we haven't came out with like a bunch of our first team players. It's going to be like a switch for switch situation. 4 or 5, I'd imagine, at the least would be coming on at half time, if not more. Could go for the full slew if we wanted, to be honest with you. I think it'll be like 3, to be honest, and then 2 later on in the half. Like 3 instant changes, get some of the... At least, like I said, Osmond, I'd like to see him on the pitch. That's the kind of main guy that I want to see minutes from right now. Especially because he's more of an offensive player. Obviously, I think we'll probably be waiting until the Sporting game at least. Until we obviously see Benjamin Nygren and... Keep it moving, actually. Hold on, chance. Well, as we're getting towards the end of the half here, I'll kind of pop a question in. With the money that we would get from the Kuhn transfer, is there any particular winner that you would look at? Because, I mean, I've had some conversations with people over the last few kind of days about it, let's say. I think the way that I'm looking at it is that it's a very middle ground between, like, going for someone established and experienced, or, in my opinion, doing the right thing and just going for a decent young Scottish lad. I've always made the case that I would like to get Doak. I think we should genuinely consider going for Doak. We've clearly got the money to fucking buy him now. That is... I thought it was going to be half time. I'm pretty sure once this ball pops up, and clearly that will be. Yep. Decent enough. I'm not really going to complain too much of what we've seen in the first half. I think overall, very mixed bag. You know, we've got the goal. The goal was fucking lovely. It was well taken by McCowan. Can't take anything away from the finish, but I think in terms of chance creation, stuff like that, there hasn't just been a lot of cool things to be seen and said, let's say. I mean, have they got stats yet? Dude, no, it's literally just... cringe. Nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, to summarise it in brass tacks, Cork have been okay. They haven't been too depressing to watch. They've had 1 or 2 half chances, especially towards the last 15 minutes of the half when maybe some of the youngsters' legs start to tire a wee bit. Everyone's away to get their half-time juices and stuff like that. Clearly just nothing else. There is no alcohol involved at those grounds. That's sarcasm, by the way. I guarantee you half of that stadium is buzzed. Most of them will have blood alcohol content above fucking 0.30 comfortably. You wouldn't take Dope back unless it's free, a chance and turn his back to the riches down south. I mean, I guess that makes sense to a degree, but Tierney did the same thing, made the call based on the idea that, well, I mean, you can't not turn that down. And I mean, it's Liverpool, you know, like, fuck, that's like the one other club. If I was a Celtic player, that would be the one other team that I would maybe look at and go, yeah, I'd transfer to them. Otherwise, not really. And it happens anyway because, again, if a big enough and good enough offer comes in, then Doak obviously was going to go regardless, right? So it's one of those. But if I'd take him back, honestly. I would. It's the same as Aaron Hickey. Like, the dream scenario for me is if we lose Kuhn and, say, Johnston gets popped out as well because the rumours with him in Milan now. If those two leave and we were to replace them with Doak and Hickey, I would not complain in the slightest. I would be fucking ecstatic with that. Because Hickey, when he's on form, is a fantastic fullback that would fit in the Celtic system amazing. And obviously we know from, basically, him being in an academy and shit like that. Same story applies for Doak as well. You know that they would be able to just click back into the system. So if you're looking for an effective signing, one that will hit the ground running, something like that would work, yeah. But that's why I'm saying you could take the approach of going for a bit more of a unique take and going for a bit more of an experienced shout. Someone that maybe wouldn't cross your mind at first, if that makes sense. But yeah, definitely not really going to complain about what I'm seeing too much in terms of football so far. It's one of those, isn't it? I'm not sure what to make of the potential changes. I mean, let's actually have a look, right? Who could we potentially bring on? Let's look through it. I would imagine you would probably see some minutes from McPherson, Osmond, Welsh, maybe Turley, and McCardle. Actually, yeah, no, I'd imagine McCardle would get minutes because he did play a good amount in the last match as well. He seems to be one of those youngsters that we're taking a more serious approach with, I guess, so he might actually get some minutes too. KT made us 25 million. True, but none of us were expecting to get him back once he left, that's what I'm saying. Without his injuries and stuff like that, realistically, Tierney could be playing at a fucking Real Madrid or Barcelona quite comfortably right now if it wasn't for his injury limitations. We have had to have, see how Earth has the ability to have 4 seasons because it's tilted, and the only reason that it's tilted is because of 1,000,001 little circumstances that made it happen. That's basically Tierney, you know what I mean? No one was expecting to get him back, no one was expecting him to come back on the cheap, for free, on a reduced fucking wage of near enough 70-80%. It's one of those, right, where you're yeah, you can tell Tierney loves the club. Maybe if Doak did something similar, but he's at Liverpool, which is systematically a much better run youth academy than Arsenal's ever probably would be. They might produce more talents, you know what I mean? In terms of, overall players that actually make it through to their first team. I'd say Arsenal have a very good academy in that sense, because you've got players like Maitland Miles, fucking Lewis Skelly, obviously some of the more established players like Saka as well. They do have some class, but Liverpool just have stacked. If you look at their youth system and who's in their youth systems, they have some of the best youngsters in the world. They have 15 of the top 50. It's insane. It's the same as Chelsea's academy, even though you'll never see any of them put on a Chelsea fucking shirt. Most of them will grow up to be very effective footballers. So Doak's in that bracket for me, where maybe we take him back. I would, but it's circumstantial, very circumstantial. And it's nice to see you, my guy. It's been too long. Likewise to you as well, brother. Hope you're enjoying yourself. How you been keeping? Hopefully the summer's treated you well so far. Gave you a bit more grace period. Hope you're doing well though, brother. It's nice to see you again. The second half won't be starting in too long from now. A little bit of time, I guess. It's kind of sad because I want to see the. I don't know if my mods are in here, man. I know Chateau might not be in here because obviously the man's Canadian and it's fucking midday over there right now. And why the fuck would he be watching Cork City and Celtic at midday on a Tuesday? So a little depressing in that sense. But I want to see it. If Flashes is in here, I'd like to see. Be nice to see if he's in here. Get a little bit of a chill screen though. Well, I can actually show you the rest of the things actually, I suppose. There's some pretty cool things, I guess. Starting with this overlay, you've kind of seen how it works already. Notifications played down there now, so I can't miss them. because sometimes something would come up and I would totally miss it because I wouldn't be able to see it in time. There's a whole ass box that shows up now. Chat's literally right beside me, so I can see it a little bit easier. As you can just see, Schnibs just clarified that you're in Scotland next month up to June. What? Oh, it's up to Johnston. Nice. You're up to Johnston for what? You just tourism, enjoying the views. Or are you going there to like scrap Sunday, because that's why most people end up in Johnston. Exactly right. I'm like, that's a one place. I'm like, are you going to see St Johnston? Maybe that would be okay, but the actual place, are you sure? That's like Falkirk, mate. Like, yeah, I'd go and watch them play football, but stay there for more than an hour. I like my kneecap slacks. Right, we're brought up, you know, the place well then. Fuck's sake, man, I'd say between Paisley, Irvine and fucking, obviously, like, most of North Lanarkshire as a whole, there aren't many places that are more painful. I know you live in London, I know there's much there, but I totally forgot you were fucking Paisley based. That's insane. Your accent must be scuffed as hell. It must be cool, but it must be scuffed as hell. Jesus Christ, man. Like, you know those motherfuckers that like moved to Italy when they're like 15, 16 and you have the Scottish Italian accent where you're like, that is incredible, but holy shit, listening to that full time must be like, it must be insane. You're raised in Wishaw. Yeah. Had the unfortunate place above. I mean, for me, I was pretty much, I'm from the Rigs, I'm Coatbridge based mostly, so there's that. But yeah, anyway, fucking other things. Zoom in border, this is self-explanatory. This is the one that when I'm kind of like ending the stream, this will be the one that I use. And like I said, the camera quality is a little bit better and the frames aren't as shit. So I can actually kind of use these screens a bit more effectively, because sometimes when I would switch to these screens, it would lag a lot. Like it would sometimes like crash the stream, so it's nice that it's done that. Obviously you've seen the chill screen. This is probably the most simple one in effect. That picture that you see on the side there is one that I took at the Young Boys and Celtic game. Yeah, the crowd beside, so like, you know, it's like use up there kind of thing. That type of effect. Coatbridge is just as bad. It is literally the worst town in Scotland. If you've seen the index for dangers and stuff, like, we have some incredibly fucking mad statistics, especially when it comes to certain types of people, let's say. I'm not saying that like racist way or anything, I want to clarify that. I'm talking like a certain type of criminal, like type of person that commits a very sadistic type of crime, like that type of person. If you know, you know, basically. But it makes you funny, right? Tragedy forms absolute fucking top-notch people. That's the way I look at it. That's why Scottish people are hilarious. Most of us are raised in places that you would probably prefer to perish in. But nah, I think I'll just pass and move on to the next life. What the fuck do you mean that I have to be raised in... I need to be raised in Scotland? Nah, I mean, Scotland's a lovely place. Like, the people are minted, I love this place to death. You know what I mean? It's just some of the places you would be like, I don't feel comfortable walking through there at all. I mean, me especially nowadays, because there have literally been millions of people that have seen me lose my shit at clubs. So I don't think I would ever be able to walk through South Glasgow again without someone recognising me, so there is that. You live in New Forest and there's still bad areas there and the house prices are mad. Don't even fucking get me started in the house prices. That's what I find it for you, man. Me and my mom were literally joking about that. Like, aye man, I'll pay like 250 grand to get fucking stabbed the second I step out my door with my keys. But no. Take that money, go somewhere else. That's why most people are just selling up and moving now. Yeah, it's exactly the same way. Exactly. That's kind of what I'm trying to do now, Schnev myself to some degree. I'm trying to get myself into a position where I can make a power move and get out. But this is my kind of like part-time thing, I guess, so I still have my obligations. I said that I would still do a lot of these, like I said, not every game, but most games I would try and cover and do, so there is that. guess a little refresh, because we should be getting underway relatively soon now. I know. It is ridiculous. I'm talking for a 1-bedroom house, by the way. I'm like, if you're talking for a family home, you're talking $500,000 fucking easy. And you've got people in like Canada and America like, oh, our houses cost like 720,000. That's a lot. It's like, if you adjust it to British money, that's still less than what it costs to buy a house here, and a much smaller house as well. It is insane how it works. La 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 la. I have a lot of family down south in the military. To be fair, there's military men in my family as well, although one took his, one checked out, let's say, and that was pretty much about it, but he was a Navy man, proper Navy man, tried and true. See, people always keep saying that to me, is like, if it wasn't for the fact that I was diabetic, a lot of people said that I would have fit into the military like a glove. I would have taken to it like a duck to water, because I'm very regimented as is anyway. I'm very like plateaued and kind of chilled out for the most part. I don't really care too much for other things. Like, I'm very okay with that style of life, I guess, but it's one of those, right? Like, I don't know. I'd still probably do some comm shit. Like, say a conscription happens because World War III's are in the corner, that's what I'll probably do, man. I'll be that cunt that's over the radios. Sorry lads, I see you're getting bombed, but you might want to move 10 feet to the left because a fucking nuke's about to drop. Enjoy! And just watches the wee ants scar about trying to clear themselves, you know what I mean? Oh. Okay, it's decided to freeze, that is perfect. Why have you done that then, mate? You wanna fucking try that again? Oh, this is rat bastard syndrome at full effect, I guess. Oh. Oh, tell me about it, man. Can we get a working... I guess it's being cringe for no reason. Interesting, bear with it. Yes. Exceptionally cringe as always, and as ever. I just want like a... I love it when it keeps crashing. Well, in a minute to fix this. It can be fixed, don't worry. It should be back on the way relatively soon as well though. Oh, something's happened. Cross DJ in the mix. We were actually just talking about DJ names earlier on as well. That's fantastic. Thank you for joining us, brother. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Having some issues right now, just bear with me. It's always fun when that shit happens. There we go. Right. What do you think about the new signings? It's very mixed, to be honest with you, because again, you can't really speak for the ones that we've seen. The second half's about to get on the way. I should switch back to this screen. actually do that than now. But yeah, I mean, I like what I've seen from Iwamura. Very, very comfortable on the ball. His passing range is very decent. Can't really speak for Nygren or for Osman. I can't speak at all for Osman. He was a totally left field signing for me. I didn't realise that we were even going to get that guy, so I was just kind of like, wait, we signed someone? Looked into him, realised there's the same first name as me, so already I just have respect for him on that basis and premise, but you know, you have to kind of look at it like that. I can speak a bit on Benjamin Nygren though, because obviously he did have a stint where he wasn't particularly good when he wasn't in, before he went to Midtjylland, I should say, but he bounced back. He was captain for the last 6 or 7 months and they looked very, very good for like the clips and highlights that I've seen. So in that aspect and presence, I like what we've done so far, and if we lose Kuhn and we bring some other signings in, I know we're still linked with a couple of others. There's a fella by the name of Janssen that we're scouting out for Rapid Vienna, and if you know Rapid Vienna, that's where we got Kuhn from, so you know, maybe there's another nice little hidden signing in there. That'd be kind of interesting to see. There's a couple of interesting rumours going around as well. Obviously there's some that are against us and for us. Obviously I think the big one is Johnston being linked to the 1 or 2 Serie A clubs. Obviously there's still that kind of hanging question over Rio, if he's going to stay or go. Same with Maeda right now, because there is still, as of now, more than a month and a half left until the end of the transfer window. So there's stories that could still develop, and certainly some interesting ones that could work in our favour. But it will kind of be a case of wait and see. The ones we've got so far I'm very, very curious to watch and kind of get a rough idea of. Like I said, the only one we've actually seen so far is Iwamura, and his passing's been fantastic, can't take anything away from that. Seems to be more versatile than I thought he would be, and more importantly, a lot more physical than I thought he would be. He's not getting bullied, and that's something that we kind of, like, that was Kobayashi's issue. Like, usually whenever we sign a kind of deeper in like Asian based player, they're just not as physical. We've seen it with like Kwon, we've seen it with Kobayashi, so that was my kind of minor concern with Iwamura. Like, if he came in, if he was going to stick, and to be fair to Hiato, he's done very good. Looks okay, isn't getting shrugged off the ball. I get that it's Cork, it's not exactly a you know, top tier side in terms of, you know, level of competition, but they're a physical side, and he's not getting bundled over, he's not getting pushed about. Can't take anything away from him in that sense. He looks quite comfortable, but we all know realistically there's going to be Tierney that starts, so it's just nice to know that our fallback option's pretty good. It's kind of a bit of a shame to say Taylor, no, when Greg Taylor left, I should say, that was the little bit that was slightly disheartening to see. You're like, ah, shit. But for the most part, I'm not going to complain too much. I think we've played the transfer strategy pretty smart so far. Got a couple of names that wouldn't necessarily be on the top of the list, just to make sure that there is some padding, and then get the bigger names towards the end of the window, and I'll be much more content with that. Like I said, still plenty of money in the fucking bank. Even more if we get rid of Kuhn, which I hope we don't do, but realistically if he's doing a medical, he's gone. It's the same as Matt O'Reilly. The second you heard he was doing the medical at Brighton, that was a game over. He was leaving. Kind of same story for Nicholas, which sucks because he was the player that I kind of took to last season. He was the one that I kind of imprinted my vibes on. But it seems that any player I do that with, they leave. That's why I'm scared, because I did it with Johnston as well, and now that rumours are kicking up with him leaving. No! My boys, they're all being whipped out one by one, man. What the fuck? Stop. I don't think we've made too many. Have we made any fucking... Did we make any changes? I don't think we actually did. Kind of unexpected. I thought we would have made at least two at half time, but I guess not. I suppose that's valid in a way. Well, let me ask you this though, because this was an interesting one. In the last match against Queen's Park, did anyone watch that little Bailey lad, the one that came on with 15 minutes left? the one that just turned 16. There's a chance in the box there. That could have been dangerous. Respectable attempt, but it's cleared away by Cork in the end. First real attempt to the half goes our way. No real shot comes from it, but I respect I was meant to get a fucking draw this. I'm going to do this now. Run it. Why would you stop? I'm going to guess Forrest was offside. I really fucking hope so, because there was no need to stop that move. Well, it looks like Cork have actually made some changes though. That's interesting. Does it clarify this at all? Because I don't know really. I don't know their names. They brought in the goalkeeper, so that fella, I could tell by his face, Conor Brand, he's on. Switched their goalkeeper out. I don't know about any other faces or names, to be honest with you, so actually realistically I can just go to the screen, because if they're not going to update it, then they're not going to update it. Fair enough, right? If you want to change back to the other one, then I can, but there's no update. There's a chance for us on the break, and it's a shot straight at the keeper. Kenny, mate, what the fuck? Or was that Summers? I'm not sure. One of the two of them broke through there and didn't cover themselves in glory, let's be honest. When do we find out the Champions League qualifier opponent? Once that round completes, the day afterwards, usually on the Friday afterwards, they do the draw. Can't speak too firm on it one way or another. I'm going to try some. Give this a wee refresh and see if that fixes the subs and stuff, because sometimes that is genuinely what happens. Nope. Nah, valid enough. I'm going to complain about it too much, we're just going to stick with this one. That's a good pass out from the back. Run it up that left hand side we go. Summers. Big deflection in bounce, taken across, calm enough. We just retain it, McGregor. Oh, that could have been fucking awkward somehow there. Yeah, I don't have any fucking visuals or on the changes that we've made. I'm going to actually just look up the goddamn fucking switches on Celtic. I'm playing it soft though, because there are definitely changes, because Stephen Welsh is on, he's got the captain's armband. Looks like we've made a whole myriad of changes, but because again, fucking this doesn't matter apparently. Can I just get a confirmation of the ones that came in? Smashing, and still nothing's been clarified. Yeah, even the live update says there's no changes, even though there are clear and obvious changes. Fair enough, I guess. That's just them doing fantastic. Yeah. Job at clarifying all that. So I don't know who's on the fucking park right now. We got Donovan, Welsh. Clear away. Cork will try and send it forward. Oh, that is a spill. Cork have had a massive chance and missed it. I think fucking Doohan's in net and he just spilled it over the back there. Like, and now there's a player that's down, which is never a good fucking sign. Because there's no names on the backs of the fucking shots either, so I don't honestly know. I think we've got Yuri on as well. There has been no clarification. Oh my fucking god, can you actually just stop being a useless cunt and tell me who the fuck came on and off? Screw it. There's actually more people in the stands for the second half. I guarantee you some people have snuck in there, 100%. Even Celtic's actual page hasn't clarified shit. This is insane. There's still more changes warming up on the edge of there as well. So this is a very scuffed start to the half, just because I genuinely don't know who the fuck's on the pitch. But we'll try. There has been no clarification. Even the commentators are confused. They're literally just as confused as I am. Like, they've got at least the name sheets in front of them, so they've kind of got a few of them down. But I think it's like Doohan, Welsh. Then we've got Uri. Definitely playing in the back end there. I think Donovan's still in the park. And I guess we'll figure it up more as we move up the pitch. I mean, McCowan's still on by the looks of it. I think maybe we've got Osman too. I'm not too sure. That could just be the absolutely blissful hair of Sean McCardle. In fact, actually, I think it's McCardle that's on in that place. It's a good steal and take. I would like to see some like close-up plans so I can get a rough idea who the fuck's on the pitch, because I still don't know. This is the thing about friendlies, man. Even it's just so scuffed. Welsh does well enough. It's loose, popped up and away. Man, I'm going to keep trying to see if I can find who's on, because until I know, I'm going to sound like an asshole if I can't pronounce them right. Fucking stupid, man. Nice. I think it's Dane that stayed on at that back spot as well. Don't need score updates. Don't care about that. Yeah, it's just very side to side. Although as soon as I say that, there is a half chance. Offside anyway. Yep. It's never going to be too much of a threat, even if it was onside, to be honest. But nonetheless, I mean, the shot was something, I guess, but the touch was just not particularly great. Even from the reverse, it does not look like he tried to cross that. Let's see, we got some things here. Wait, so they've got all of the Cork changes, but not the fucking Celtic ones. This is insane. How fucking stupid is this? Cool. I don't even care anymore. I'm just going to go by shot numbers now. Until I physically hear who they are, because I cannot be arsed. That's how it goes sometimes. We may be scuffed, but we figured it out. Right, that's what we're doing then. Fantastic. Stress. Does Cork make more? They make more fucking changes? Making it even harder? They basically re-switched their whole fucking lineup. Celtic have done mostly the same thing, except for some reason every single site on the planet is telling me that there has been no change, which is clearly fucking bullshit. But that lets us off for Cork, and Lee is on. Nice, calm, controlled, keep it. Welsh again. Runs it up that far side. Cut back into space. McCardle's kind of shouting for it, doesn't get it though. I can only tell it's him because of the fucking bright blonde hair. You can tell the sun's definitely in the eyes of the coaches and stuff, because half of the bench is sitting there doing that shit. Can't even tell what's going on. Good header forward. Cork will just pop out to the side again. Liking him. Liking the movement. Get any of these feet, I don't know. This is like, it's one of those friendlies where I literally could not give a shit about the scoreline. Like, I still put a prediction on because that's a thing now. I figured I'd great that as a permanent thing. Here is Cork on the break, actually. Chance for them. Here's Lee right on the pitch and right into the plane. He's just missed a big chance. So you can tell who they are because they actually have their fucking names on the back of their shirts. But Lee was the one that broke forward there, and literally less than a minute after coming on, laid off brilliantly, and he could have just levelled things up almost instantly after I said that. I think Doohan would have had his angles just about covered if it was on target, but still not exactly something you want to see. Corner kick chance actually was saved by the goalkeeper, never mind. Took a deflection off his stud. I guess it's still dangerous. Cork have still not fucking got it into the back of the net. Should have scored there, but didn't. That one kind of bounced across the line. Not sure where it exactly kicked up, but let's have a bit more of an internal view. Yeah, like Doohan again doesn't cover himself in glory. He kind of drops it. It just falls to a black shot at the back, and he can't really bundle it across or get a redirective touch to get it into the 6-yard box again. So we survived a big scare there. That could have been dangerous. But we're holding firm for now, so I'm not too worried. I'm not stressed or anything, but just annoying that I can't see the names in the back of their shirts. Coming off of the big Dane. Simple ball into space. Can roll it across if he needs to. Opts to kind of retain it instead back towards that same sort of spot. There's a long ball over the top and a chase on. That is a lovely first touch as well. Chance if the cutback was any better than that, man. S-tier touch followed by a fucking F-tier pass, but we've got the ball in the final third again. You should shoot. Instead he just forgets how to take a touch. This is what I'm talking about, lads. Like, I get it's pre-season, but fucking hell. A little bit silly there. Like, you don't even get the ball trapped under your feet. You just let it run all the way through. It's another good attempted pass, goes all the way through, and Cork will just kind of retain it. Keeper will pick it up instead. Calm enough. It was a live match. You can watch it on Celtic TV, or it's on Premier Sports 2, I believe. At least if you're in the UK. I'm not sure outside of there, probably some mad random channel. I don't think Kevin has to see it. Cork on no mugs, exactly that, man. I mean, they're all bottom of the best league in Ireland left. I mean, I was looking through some of their like recent fixtures. It's weird because they've had some pretty devastating losses and they've all came in the last 10-15 minutes of their game. So you have to look at it like that. But they've definitely picked up the pace. I think they've realised that the youngsters don't look very set. I mean, even our goalkeeper, even though he's had very little to do, he's dropped the ball every time it's came to him. He's punched every loose ball. He doesn't look comfortable at all. It's a foul for Cork, right as I say that. I think Giles will be too impressed with that one, but he did just bundle his man over as hard as he could there, so foul is more than valid. Cork will play it clip, but we're all still very much in the top of their half, lads. Track back. Still need to do the second part of the fucking game, which is defending. Can't we do this under the way we've played so far though? Like I said, it's very middle ground. Solid 5 out of 10. It's just there's no urgency on the attack, and I guess we're just getting the fitness minutes in, which is fine. That's a good ball actually. Then we'll chase his man in. Get on off, big fella. Get your man to step out. Call your man to step out. Call your man to step out! What the fuck are you doing? Case in point, our goalkeeper has no communication skills, decides to try and close the gap on his own, fails to get a hold of the ball because his hands are made of fucking slime, and Cork are able to bundle it in with a very easy tap. And I mean, I say tap on it, he kind of pumps it into the top of the net. But, yeah, Doohan's just proved my point in real time. The lad does not look settled at all. Don't know what the fuck Sinisalo did wrong. He should have probably just stayed on the pitch, to be honest. But, case in point, like, Welsh tries to bundle, he says to Doohan, come out. Doohan takes about 3 seconds to realise that he should come out. Welsh steps away because he can't bundle his man over. Otherwise, it's an instant penalty. Doohan misses the ball entirely because he doesn't get there in time, and the Shelbourne players just... That's so stupid. You look shell-shocked. It is shell-shocked. Didn't make it fucking look convincing at all. Yeah, it just bounces off of the Cork player's leg, man. Like Murray's just able to kind of redirect it and then pump it into the top of the net. It's a very poor goal to give away because it's just communication error. Maybe why you don't do a whole myriad and slew of changes right before. You just cost this, exactly. But hey, I did say 3-1 because we usually concede stupid goals anyway, right? So there's that. We just need to score 2 now. So fingers out, lads. Let's play some football. That's the wake-up call you should need. I've never really been the biggest fan of Doohan. Even when he came on against Queen's Park, most of the half chances that Queen's Park were able to make in that game, he made them look way more awkward than they should have been. That was just really bad communication. It's a mix of Welsh and him not communicating quick enough. Welsh didn't necessarily do too much wrong. He should have bodied his man a bit longer. Gave Doohan as much time as possible, but Doohan's reactions just let him down there. Didn't get out in time. Good, simple pass across space. Keep it close. Now silly shit now, boys. We move. You have made your catastrophic mistake. No more of them, please. How many first-team players are on the park? I'm tempted to say 1. I think Giles is still on the pitch. Not too sure about McCowan. But McGregor's off. And Trusty's off. I think it's Dane Murray that's playing at the back with Welsh there now. So quite literally, it's just C team players. Oh, chance, please. Shoot. Does shoot, but takes way too long to get it out from under his feet, and it's out for a corner kick instead. Good block in the end, you can't falter. The ball through was actually very nice as well. Passing was okay, touch was okay, but just a decent block in the end, calm enough as you would like. There's that awkward ball. And it's a looper as well, and it's gone over the top of the bar. Might have just skiffed the back of the net on the way through to make it look awkward. I think it was Welsh or Skipper that got on the end of that one. Blonde to blonde. Just a wee bit wide as well. It was not even that bad of an effort, to be honest. So spill in the middle of the area. That could be good for us. Good. We drive. Lovely step over. Keep going. Gets it into the box. Still going. Big chance and it's blocked again, man. Just taking that extra touch when you don't need to, lad. Even in fucking pre-season, that shit hits us. They need to be sure they can get a shot off, lad. Sometimes you just need to hit it. Force the goalkeeper to spill it. Tries to be too fancy. Take that extra touch. The first one was enough. Should have just shot after the first one, I'll be real. It's a minor stop and play while Welsh deals with something. He's... oh fuck, his shoulder's dislocated. When did he even... yeah, his shoulder is just straight up popped out. What the fuck? When did that even happen? It couldn't have happened during the corner because he was running back fine, but I guess at some point his shoulders just decided to detach. Interesting. Looks like we'll be making another change of our own though. It's not good because Welsh has stayed down. He's not feeling 100% based on that one. Looks like a typical dislocation because his shoulder's doing that saggy thing. But let's just take a look through the lineups now. We've got numbers that I can look at for Celtic because I can confirm who's on. So Mitchell Frame, he came on. And this fella here is about to come on as well. That's Samuel Isagozo. He'll be joining us. I think one or two other changes as well. McCarthy was on as well. I'm not sure if Osman came onto the park. I'm trying to wait to see if there's a number 19, but can't really say I've seen too much. But Ben McPherson's just graced the pitch. That's our next change. We can watch the game. Premier Sports 2 and Celtic TV, my guy. Marketing. What the hell are your name? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hello to you as well. We've got about, give or take, 17 minutes left, and then whatever's added on of additional time. Oh, how you doing? I was going to say, I was like, that a very interesting name. How you doing, Stephen? Nice to see you, my guy. How you doing, Veronica? Mafia. This one's the Irish Mafia catching us off guard with a very quick goal. Well, to be fair, it was actually just our goalkeeper being a fucking idiot, to be honest with you. Who picks our keeper's gash again? I know, David. To an extent, it's just literally because it's rotation. I don't get why Sinisalo couldn't have just played the whole 90 minutes. He doesn't get that many minutes in actual season, so giving him pre-season minutes would have made fucking sense, but I don't know, I guess they just wanted to get Doohan out for the sake of getting him minutes. It's not worked out, but that's what it is. Ball into the box is half dangerous, cleared away, shot from range potentially. It's a big deflection and half spilled out towards the side. It's your son's account, he does. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Good for him, honestly, if he's doing that with teaching people what sign language and stuff. That's cute as fuck. Oh, chance, spilled, shot, surely, once again, tries to take the extra touch, mate. Bro, that's the second time you've done that. Fucking 101 with the net and you decide you need to fucking stabilise yourself, bro. Just hit the ball. And not just that, he waits and leans into the left so the fucking defender can get a... That is silly as shit, I'm sorry, that is just dumb. Mitchell, lad, what the fuck? Oh, that's poor. That is genuinely quite poor. That's something you'd see at Sunday League, man. A goalkeeping error and a gilt-edged chance on the offensive end. Got to get your fingers out now, boys. Yeah, you got to respect it, man. I could not do fucking sign language if I tried. Like, the only thing that I know, like, basics, very, very minimal basics, like, I know sorry and stuff like that, but that's about it. Imagine if Sinisawa gets injured. Oh, no, man. I know, that is true, actually. Well, let's just hope Schmeichel and Sinisawa have hamstrings made of iron and gold for the rest of their careers, basically. Oof, McConnell did actually go in quite hard there before. I guess they'll be seeing treatment. Yeah, you can definitely tell Alamura was a miss today. 100%. As soon as he's came off, it's like that entire left-hand side of the field's just ceased to be creatively effective. No real runs coming down the left, it's all mostly central, and even when it is central, it's just getting bundled out to the right and then vaguely crossed in. Still though, some of the youngsters have played alright. Some of them are chasing down loose balls. Wee McPherson's not had a bad kind of introduction since he's came on either. Vamos Celtic. We'd love to see it, my guy. I'd love to see it. Hope you're doing well, Christian. That was strange, nonetheless. Played forward, that's a giveaway. Very confusing how this, like, first half very calm, composed, do what we need to do. This is actually a reverse of last season, I just realised. If we start our fucking main strength side, first half usually shite, second half great. Start our youngsters, it's the polar opposite. First half pretty good, second half very shite. Shot from range, and that's just about dealt with by Doohan. He did well to kind of take it off his, like, gloves and keep himself on top of the ball. Give him credit there, that's actually good goalkeeping, but a little bit lacklustre defensively. Can Celtic win? I still have faith we could, realistically. I mean, our youngsters are youngsters, I get that, right? B and C team at best, but should still be decent enough to do what they need to do here. We have been the mostly aggressive team, but the balls are just, it's too many situations like that where it's over it, no one's really trying to get direct on it. The passing's very lacklustre at times, to be nice about it. Oh yeah, it took a nick off it. Yeah, no, honestly, that's a really good save for doing. Will it be a try? Probably. Given how fucking strenuously weird this game has been, a draw would seem about right. My score prediction sats at 3-1. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards, Marvin. We always do that at the start of most games. Oh, I think guys, nice to see you, lad. Played out towards that far hand side. Potential breakdown. Use it. Cross it. Gets one part of it right, I suppose. It's a throw in the far side instead. Not sure. This is definitely going to be an interesting game. Will it be a draw, you said? Nah. I still think it's going to be a draw. Well, if it is a draw, then it's going to have to be a very boring ass draw. Like I said, it feels like it's going to be a draw. I still think it's got a 2-1 Celtic, but I have to stick with my prediction, otherwise I'm a bit of a hypocritical bastard. So, 3-1 it is. That's what we're going with. Have you been? Very mixed, guys, very mixed. Good things and bad things, I suppose. Same as anyone else in life, I suppose, my guy. Hope you're doing alright yourself. How are you keeping? Sorry I've not been too active in the Discord. Unless I have my PC open, I barely fucking use that app, so About 10 minutes, give or take, with additional time to get a winner. You got to see the youngsters put a bit more urgency in if you want to make a case for getting first team minutes during the course of the actual competitive season. You can't be playing half-arsed in these types of matches. I know they're just tee-ups to get the fitness and good condition and the fatigue out your system. To quite get a pass through there, lad. That could have been something. Instead he just kind of plays it back. Frame. McPherson. Played short. Kamanoff played short again. Very decent. The football was actually very clean there. But you've taken all of the core of our midfield out, so that's a problem. Most of our defenders are literal children, slightly concerning. Our goalkeeper, very mixed, I would say. And I haven't seen too much offensively from the attack. And in fact, the one chance that we really have seen, both times they've been fucking squandered, actually, to be honest with you. Because there was a chance at the start of the half where he did that little shimmy and shot. And now Cork have a habit of going down every 3 fucking seconds. Like, bro, it's the second time this same fella's gone down. With all due respect, if that's happening twice, you should just get off the pitch. Stop wasting time on a friendly. That's depressing on so many levels. Still a good turnout. The fans seem in good spirits. I don't think many people will give a fuck about the result, to be honest with you. It's just a good day out. Especially for the Irish families that don't get to see Celtic that often. I think they'll be a bit annoyed that they didn't get to see basically any of the starters. But that's how it goes. Yeah, honestly, I feel that. Talking about my wisdom tooth refill earlier on, man. Hope you're alright. Sligo, I literally read that. I predict the trio. I predict the trio. That could be good. If we get an L2, that'd be nice. I don't think it's going to happen. Does it look like a draw? Maybe. It really depends on what we get offensively going in the next minute or two, I'll be honest with you then. But it seems like Cork are going to be playing for that draw. So unless Celtic get the winner, there's definitely not going to be a second for Cork. I can say that with comfort, unless we literally just give up, which is a good example of exactly that. That pass back was fucking miserable, lad. Got to have the ball in our final third for the first time in like 6 minutes. And I mean that literally, by the way. The camera has been panned that way for most of the last 10-15 minutes. The first time I've seen fucking doing since that shot. And they funneled their way through, half chance potentially. Goes down looking for the penalty. That's almost exactly what what fucking Angels did in the first half, where he goes down very much looking for that. My god. I don't even think he actually got touched, that one though. Let's see. No, no he didn't. He fell over his own goddamn leg. Fantastic. And once again, loose pass. Whoever the fuck is on the right wing for us is shit, by the way. And I'm being very nice about this. His running has been fucking woeful. You've barely been there, lad. You need to fucking step in and actually give your goddamn striker an option. Stop being a selfish wee prick and thinking the ball's going to come to you. You need to fucking earn that right, lad. You got McCardle chasing everywhere around the fucking pitch. You got McPherson chasing down 2 or 3 different guys, and this cunt's just standing in the middle going, I want the ball, pass it to me. Fucking earn it, lad. Got youth for a reason, man. Burn the pace. Nah, I really hope you're alright, guys, for real. Fair enough, Sligo, fair enough. There's everyone watching because they betted. Some people do, genuinely, Dragon, that's the thing. Like, I've had people come onto my streams before and win hundreds by taking my bets. Or, like, my advice, I guess, because I watch a lot of Celtic games. Like, what I said at the start of this whole thing, Cork will just sit in, do what they can and try and grab a goal where they could, which is why I said 3-1, because I thought Celtic should be effective enough to score at least 2, be comfortable enough to score 3, but we haven't made I mean, we didn't bring out the lineups that I thought we would have brought out. Let's say I thought Osman would have started this game. I thought we would have actually had a couple more first team players, but nonetheless it is what it is. But I still have faith we can win. There's plenty of fucking time. At least for 1 or 2 big gilt edge chances, because we're averaging about 1 shot every 3-4 minutes, I would say. At least in terms of trying to get it into the box. Most of it has been spent in the final fucking third. It's just a case of if their goalkeeper switched on for the rest of the match. And if our strikers decide not to do much, that's a ball over the top. It could have been half dangerous. Fuck. Oh. Hold on. As soon as I say that, there is actually a break. Yes! We fucking scored! Right at the... That's such a very weird goal to... I am confused. I'm not sure who scored that. Again, I can't fucking tell. There's no number. There's no name on the back of the shirt. I guess I'll need to wait till I see the close-up replay. Set pieces seem to be doing us some justice, but I don't really know what the fuck happened. It was just like a loose header that was popped back across the 6-yard box and someone made a run at the back stick. I'm not sure who it is. That's the only issue. I genuinely don't know. I need to wait until the thing comes up, but it was a brilliant run for whoever did it. That's why I hate these TV angles, because it clarifies very little. It's a brilliant header back across, by the way. Mitchell Frame's header was beautiful. That redirected pass was clean as fuck. Lovely redirect, and it's tapped in at the far side, no problems whatsoever. Definitely not Welsh. It's not blonde. So whoever's... I love how, again, it clarifies nothing. Can you show me who scored, please? Give me the actual name. I don't know. I love it because it just says goal Celtic, nothing else. Like, even the fucking scoreboard operators aren't even fucking... Like, bro. This is why you have names in the back of the shirts, because the people that actually have to do the electronic stuff for the fucking things like Premier Sports, they get messed up too. You lost $1,000. Oof. What did you predict? You need one more goal for my prediction? I know. I'm not expecting it. I'm content enough with the win. I genuinely don't know who fucking scored though. I'm just going to look and see if I can find the face and I can confirm that way, because holy shit. I think it was... I think it could have been Uri. It's either him or Robertson. It was one of the two of them. I could be wrong. They all look the fucking same from far away. I'm not going to complain about it though, we're 2-1 up. Vibes! We did the cheap shots, yeah, pretty much. No sponsors besides the main ones, no name on the back of it, it's literally just the number. And I'm a Celtic fan, but I don't know every single fucking youngster's numbers. There's some C-team players that I've never even fucking heard of that are playing, so... Imagine if they scored, that would have been... There he is running up for the back! Catches it on a fucking scissor kick volley off the bar and in, what a goal, imagine. That'd be amazing. I think it could have been anyone. I think it could have been Donovan, to be honest. One of the fullbacks. Oh. Could have been Son going though. Ball sent forward. There's very little time here, to be honest with you. Got 30-40 seconds. Oh, they just clarified it, yeah. They just said there was goals from McCowan and Donovan. So Donovan scored the second one then. At least I know. Respectable then, fair enough. We've just got to run the clock down. Now we've got about 10 or 15 seconds, and that is it. Thankfully. Let's just see how this one rolls out. Is there a potential last chance, maybe? Don't know if he's onside there. He's going to let it go anyway. And when that ball is kicked, full time. So, I mean, for those that are new here, by the way, you're going to actually witness something pretty interesting. Regardless of circumstance or game, if we win, I yell Yas very loud. So, be sure to stick around for that if you can. But once this ball's cleared. It's not the most comfortable pre-season match, I'll be honest with you, but it's about what you would expect. Celtic managed to get the win, not by any means comfortable. Very confusing match at times, I'll be honest with you, because Cork really didn't do too much offensively, let's guess, but... Get McAllister to confirm goal. It's Archie Gemmell! I fucking love that guy, to be fair. You know what I mean? Fucking love that dude. You put a bet in the Chelsea game. Oh yeah, that one in Fluminense, right? Don't know anything about these clubs, you just bet with the odds at stake. So you bet with the... Oh, I mean, I can respect that, to be fair, but Celtic are very weird. Even when we're shite, sometimes we just win anyway. Which is what's happened here. So, time to do the loud yas. You know what's happened. Here we go. We do this thing. Actually, I realise this is the wrong fucking screen. This is the right screen. There we go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. It's been about a month and a half since I've actually had to yell at all, so maybe this doesn't go to plan. So, lads, for the victory, for the win, all that good jazz. Yes! Oh, that's good. Very decent. We'll take it. Fucking poggers. A solitary and very decent one. No complaints whatsoever. Very decent. Very decent indeed. I'm not going to bitch of that at all. As far as games go, I wouldn't really say it was too interesting, but it is what it is. I mean, let's have a little look, see if they've decided to give me any update on the full-time stats. I would like full-time stats. Maybe if I just pull them up on actual Google, because it said full-time score. I show it full-time. Let's see. Yeah, I might scroll to full-time and it doesn't even show it full-time. Typical. Nonetheless. Well, I'm not going to complain about that too much. Very respectable performance all in. I think that's basically all the things that we really need to cover for this match for now anyway. I mean, we play again in a few days, but I should actually pull that up. Give me a second. Because I'm not covering the game against Estrella because who cares? But I might be covering the game next week. Let me just pull that up here. I might cover this one. I might cover the friendly against Sporting because that will be when we kind of get a bit more of a vague idea of the season ahead, because that will probably be the first match where we'll see most of the new signings. That's hopefully when we get to see a bit more of Awamura, Benjamin Igre, maybe we get to see Tierney start that match too. That would be the hope. I don't imagine we would do too much against the game via Estrella, to be honest with you, because like I said, that game's very much mixed. I don't imagine we would do too much. Maybe one or two. Maybe Osman gets a start in that game. Awamura gets some bits, so it's one of those, I suppose, right? Can't really argue with it, but the actual score, more than fine, I guess. You know what I mean? At least we managed to win. Goal in the 27th minute opened up the scoring for Luke McCowan, probably the best goal of the day by a comfortable distance. Very, very calm. Murray managed to get one back on the board about halfway through the second half from a Doohan mistake with communication with our skipper Welsh at the time. But we did win it 3 minutes before the end. A nice little headed routine from the set piece off of the back end of frame to Donovan. Made sure that we managed to get across the line and kind of win quite comfortably, even though the 2-1 scoreline, it's one of those where it looks closer than the game actually was. But you can tip your hat off to Cork. They very much played very good football, so you can't definitely not got any complaints about the way they played. you can tip your hat and say fair enough, honestly. Very solid. If you want to help out the channel, and if you're new here, you can subscribe. One of the best things you can do. A few people already have, and thank you very much to those that have done so. You can become a member and all that good jazz as well, but not really necessary. Like I said, this is definitely more of a hobby thing for me now than it is like a, you know, doing it full time kind of thing. It's more or less I'll just kind of check in. So, like I said, I probably won't be live for the Australia game. There isn't too much point, but the Sporting game and the Ajax games might cover that. Those two, definitely covering the Sporting one, because that's chances are that's when we get to see our first real glimpse at our full strength side, I guess, you know what I mean, and hopefully by then we might have wrapped up one or two additional signings to the squads. Like I said, we've got that linked player with Rapid Vienna and Janssen might be coming in to replace, but I think there's one or two other links as well for some other players. The names ain't in the back of my head until the rumours are more dead set, like they'll open up talks with their agents and stuff, but we do have some pretty interesting rumours that are playing out. Thought you were playing on pre-season tournament. I wish I was playing with fucking Celtic in the pre-season tournament, can you imagine? Man, I'd show more passion than most of those boys combined, man. I'd break a leg in 3 minutes and that would be it, man. There we go, red carded, career over. Enjoy your weekend. Likewise to you as well, mate. I know, genuinely, it's kind of shit what's going on with you guys, but I hope it's resolved relatively fast. That'd be quite nice. But yeah, I mean, don't need to be alive for too much longer. I suppose we'll kind of tick over some things that we need to tick over. So if you've got any questions or whatever, throw them in the now. If not, then we'll kind of be wrapping things up really to. Yeah, we got two games in Portugal, Estrela and then Sporting, and then it's Italy to play Ajax and someone else. I think Newcastle. Let me check and confirm. Yeah, it's Newcastle. We place. I mean, I suppose I can actually just do this and bring it up for you so you can take a look. These are the rest of the pre-season games. Obviously, the first actual game is against St Mirren, which you can see there just below just above the score prediction thing. That's the first time. Well, that's when we get into business. I'll cover that game and probably the game afterwards, because those two are pretty big matches. Opening day of the season, Aberdeen are a top 6 side, so those two I'll probably cover. Like I said, I won't cover Estrela, because as much as I know who Estrela Amadora are, I want to clarify that. I just they're a very smaller level Portuguese team, so regardless, that's just kind of what happens. Sporting I'll cover 100%, because that's an interesting match, and we play obviously in Portugal. Very, very good vibes are going to be had in that game, regardless of scoreline. Might cover the Newcastle game, depending. Same with Ajax as well. Might choose one of the two of them. In fact, what I might do is in the Discord, which you can join down below, or if there's a mod, maybe they can post a little link to it if they don't mind doing so. You can join, and usually we'll have like a little discussions and threads thing, and I'll put something up where I'm like, well, what game should I cover, you know, between these three, and you can choose kind of thing. Might do something like that, to be honest with you, but Newcastle and Ajax, like, I could potentially do all three if I have the time and if I can be asked. It really just depends on a few different factors. I suppose it's one of those, I guess. But yeah, they only get more interesting from here. Cork was probably the easiest game out of the rest of these, I would say. 2-1 isn't exactly the greatest scoreline, but considering the fact that most of them were B and C team players, I can't argue with it too much. I mean, Cork played a respectable game by their own rights, managed to get a goal against a very defensively okay side in Celtic, so they won't be too disappointed either at all. It's one of those, right? But yeah, that's about the extent of it. Who scored the second? The second was scored by Donovan. It confused the fuck out of me as well. I did not know who was on the end of it. I couldn't tell because of the names in the back of the shirt or anything, but yeah, Frame had popped a lovely header back over and Donovan was able to just kind of tap it in, so comfortable enough, I suppose. Like I said, that'll be the next one that we go live for. But yeah, if you want the actual look, it's right there. Donovan, 87th minute, calm enough. I love how they updated the changes like afterwards and then take them away as well. It's so confusing. Hopefully for the friendly against Sporting they actually fix the fucking thing so I can actually use live score, because this one was a bit scuffed to use, and my apologies. But this is the whole point in it being a test stream. You know, this has been a test stream and it's held up fine. right? I mean, there's been no frame dips. Hopefully the audio sounds a little bit crisper and cleaner. Hopefully the same with the video. I'll have to watch like about half an hour of this back to make sure there is no frame dips that Streamlabs just forgets to inform me about. So Celtic is a good supply of pre-season games. Yeah, I mean, usually it's kind of what we do. Last season it was the same kind of thing, right? First 1 or 2 games it was the tee-up matches against fucking, what was it, Ayr and Queen's Park. Then we went to America, played 3 or 4 games, and then we came back and played 1 or 2 more. I'm not sure who the last one was against, but kind of the same thing this time around. We got 2 in Portugal and then 2 in Italy. I think that's probably why, Kevin, I'll be honest with you, but it's just really confusing because you see 45 and 47 and then from a distance they look the exact same, so I didn't want to just be like, oh, that's that guy, because then I'd just be misidentifying a whole ass motherfucker and that would have been very embarrassing. So you just kind of sit there going, yeah, there's a guy on the ball. But next time around against Sporting, like I said, maybe they tweak and get most of the first team and B team players in there so then they can actually have the names on the shirts again. Because it was the same type of issue. I did like a practice run with the Queen's Park match to make sure that the stream settings worked out relatively okay. And yeah, kind of about the same type of issues, I suppose. Hopefully this is held up though. And again, we actually did alright. I think we actually had a solid fucking 50-60 viewers for a pre-season game, which is pretty good by most standards. Some of them tend to do okay. I know last season it was the DC United game. That one did surprisingly well for some reason. I think this one will probably be about the same. But yeah, I think it's time that we wrap things up because we're about 2:10 in and all that good jazz. So let me just get the outro music up and running. You have exactly, let's say, 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes to get your last questions in for anyone that is in here. Otherwise, you can depart for the night. Thank you for doing so. If you've joined us at all for even just a couple of minutes, it's very much appreciated. Well, can I put this up here so I can actually see the chat relatively okay? Definitely an interesting one for sure. But yeah, I mean, can't complain about it. McKibben's goal was nice. I suppose he gets man of the match just for that. You have a lovely rest of your night as well, David. You enjoy yourself, my guy. I know, for me it's always live score or sofa score just because they give like detailed stats, but sometimes for pre-season games they just don't put the stats up and it makes it awkward as fuck because it doesn't tell you when a sub's happened or you know, who the goal scorer is on some occasions. Oh, send Duhan out on loan. I know, fucking sign a stone in between the sticks because realistically that would fucking be better. It's one of those, isn't it, man? That's the football being on, I know. Trust me, like the Women's Euros is fantastic and all that, and there's been some pretty interesting games for those that haven't been watching it. Should recommend it. There's some very, very good football being played in that tournament. But you can't fuck with club football being back, man. I mean, it's nice to see Celtic play, even if it's not to the ability and calibres that we've previously done. But I appreciate that a lot, Kevin. It's very kind of you as always, lad. Thank you so much. That's why we keep doing it. You know, the very least you've got me for the next, I would say, until the end of the year, roughly. I don't know what will happen in January. That's when things get very interesting life-wise, so we'll kind of see what happens there. But like I said, you've got me for at least a few games every single month. The main ones, like I said, I'll kind of make like a monthly post on the like YouTube community page, and I'll be like, here are the games that I'm covering. If you want to join them, you can, kind of thing. And like I said, most of them will be like the important type of games. Like I said, St Mirren and Aberdeen are definitely two that I'm covering because first game of the season, Aberdeen are a good side. Obviously the Champions League play-in matches, I'll be covering those as well. The end of the month, Old Firm, that will be covered too. So yeah, you definitely still be seeing me a shit ton. And for pre-season, you've got me for another 2 games. It's just a case of which ones I decide to do, because Sporting's a lock-in. I want to cover that game because it looks interesting, especially on paper because of the way that they play. But Newcastle and Ajax, I could take either one. Ajax is a good side and I have a lot of respect for them, and Newcastle's a side that I have a lot of time for, obviously just because they're jolly. Why, aye man, the amount of jokes I can make in that fucking stream, you know, that'd be pretty easy to do. Nonetheless, I think that's covered everything. You can leave a like on this stream, it keeps me in the algorithm. If you can push me in towards about 30 or so, then great, and I think that covers everything. So it is time to actually do the effective outro. Let's pull this bad boy up. There we go. Fix that real quick. Right. We know the drill. We know the drill. Let's get this done and dusted. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along. If you've been here for the whole stream or just a little bit, appreciated nonetheless. To anyone that's joined us today, you can see them across there. That's the whole other direction. You can see them across there. Thank you for doing so. To all the members that have stuck around over the course of the last month or so where I've not really been active or doing anything, thank you for staying members. We do appreciate that. You can join us again on the 16th. Like I said, not covering Australia, but I will be back for the next match that really matters, I suppose, to Sporting v Celtic. I'll be on the 16th. I'll be live about 6:15 in BST. If you want to join us for that one, you can. Obviously, we'll kind of discuss more closer to that time if we'll be covering the Newcastle or Ajax game. We'll kind of figure out in time. But yeah, that's basically everything that needs to be covered. If you want to click on the channel, there's a whole bunch of VODs and videos that you can look through. If you've had any interest in how I talk or how I do things, you're more than welcome to do so. And enjoy the rest of your day and all that good jazz. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along. My name's been Kikasian, and yeah, you know the drill. Celtic are still the best goddamn team in the goddamn world. Catch you next time. Slow. You too, guys. You too. Sorry, I forgot to add in 6:15. That's that show. Hopefully, I'll be live. I'll try and get everything else working in terms before then. Now we're goodbye. Bye. Cheerio. Slow. This is when the slow fade should. Catch it. Bye. See you then.